Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Joseph Ritter, and today we're going to be talking about what I'm currently recording this on, the Canon RP, and how, especially for its price point, it might be one of the best full-frame mirrorless cameras on the market. Cameras, the first thing I think about is ISO and low light capabilities. I found when shooting with this camera in various situations that the maximum I personally would take the ISO is around 8,000. Yes, that's extremely high, and most people would never shoot near that, but I felt like it was an important thing to see when coming up with the idea for this video. Now around 3200 is when I started to see a little bit of noticeable grain, and that, from what I've heard, is where a lot of people will stop shooting. I personally, as a portrait photographer, try to not even get close to that. I really don't even like going above 800. Another big problem people have with this camera is the burst speed. A maximum of 5 frames per second is really not that great. I mean, after all, that's about what my 5D Classic was doing before I left for Oregon. Now, I don't think that a sports photographer would even be looking at this. I feel like if you are a sports photographer, although it's a lot more money, the R5 or even just the regular R would really be the best fit for you. But that's not what this video is about. And if you need to, I do believe you could get great sports photography images with the RP. Now, when I first started talking about this camera, I mentioned the RF glass. But what about it is so special? Well, when I had my 5D and my 6D Classics, I had the 24-105 f4L EF first edition, and also the first edition f4L of the 24-70. Now, when I bought the RP, I got the brand new RF 24-105 f4L with image stabilization and USM. Now, going from the first edition EF to this new RF lens, I can tell a significant improvement. The images are always sharp and crisp, right where you need them to be, and even at f4, you still get beautifully blurred backgrounds. Those pictures I showed you, yeah, those were done here on the RP with, you guessed it, the 24-105 f4L IS and USM lens. Now, this is not the only RF lens available. They have multiple, and the one I have my eye on right now is the 85 1.4. Now that we've gone through pretty much all of the photo and stills aspects of this camera, let's go a little bit into video. Now, I am by no means a professional videographer. Matter of fact, this is the first video I've ever recorded and edited and posted. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Now, when this camera was first released, it did not come with 24 frames a second on anything. But since then, Canon has added 24 frames a second on 4K and 1080. Now, when I've tried to shoot with this 4K, I've noticed two things. One, you lose Canon's dual pixel autofocus. Yes, there's still autofocus there, but it's not very good, and I found it extremely unreliable, especially when the subject is moving. Also, when you have your subject in focus, if you're holding the camera and you move the camera, there is an extreme amount of rolling shutter, ultimately causing the footage to be unusable. Now, at 1080p, which is what you're watching this at, I believe the footage looks absolutely amazing. No, it's not the best on the market, but does it get the job done? Yes. Now, that's pretty much all I have for you today, but I do want to go through all of the points I've mentioned just in case something's been lost in translation. First, the ISO range that I consider to be usable is extraordinary. Expandable from 50 to what I would put the max at, 8,000, the range you have is almost unlimited in terms of what you will need to shoot. Second, no, the frames per second in burst mode is not good by any means, but for what I need and what I feel like a lot of you will need, it truly gets the job done, and you really don't notice it that much. Third, video. Like I said, I am in no means close or am a professional videographer, but I do know a little bit. And although Canon fumbled with this camera when it was first released, I believe they have made up for it. Now, is this camera close to being the best on the market, especially for full-frame mirrorless? No. But for what I believe beginners and amateurs, and even people just wanting to step up their games, come into the full-frame world or the mirrorless world, I think this is exactly what you could use. So no, it's not the best full-frame mirrorless camera out there, but it's pretty close for what you get for the money. After all, the body alone is only about $1,000, and with the $100 Canon adapter or the $50 Viltrox adapter, you can use all of your EF glass on any of the R cameras. Thank you all again for watching this video, for clicking on my channel. Please leave any suggestions you have for further videos in the comments. Give it a like if you want to do that, and if you would also like, please subscribe. Thank you, and I hope you have a great night, day, morning, or whenever you're watching this.